Hey guys, welcome back to the Buckmasters Outdoor Podcast, where we've got a special guest from South Georgia, Morgan Rae, and also we got our co-host here, my wife, Alyssa Hall.
Hey guys.
So,
Hey y'all. Hey Morgan Rae, how are you feeling today, girl?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Now we're totally familiar with who you are, but for anyone that might be watching this that isn't familiar with you, can you tell them just a little bit about yourself?
I'm Morgan Rae. I'm from South Georgia. I'm 12 years old and I'm in the 6th grade.
Oh. And Morgan Rae is involved in a whole heck of a lot for a 12-year-old. Let me tell you, when I grow up, I want to be Morgan Rae. And by the time we're done with this podcast, everyone on here will know why.
yeah, she's got her hand in a little bit of everything, and that's why we wanted her here today on the show. And it does a lot of things that we all like. So we're going to let her kind of talk about a little bit of everything, I guess. So in school, you're in 6th grade. What kind of sports we doing at school?
Right now it's tennis season, so I'm doing tennis, and during softball I play middle school softball also.
You always got something going on, girl, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how long have you been hunting for, Morgan Rae? Because I think a lot of people here are gonna be tuned in to hear about all your hunting stories.
Well, I don't really remember when my daddy first took me, but I killed my first deer when I was 7 years old, and it's right here by the house, and it was a buck. So yeah,
Oh, how big is he?
it was a 10 point.
Your first buck was a 10 point. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What did you kill him with?
I'm not sure, but it was a really cute gun. It was like teal.
That's what matters is the color of
We
it.
might have to ask Daddy what kind of gun that was.
Yeah.
And again, we'll link into the bio and also in the captions anywhere this is posted. We'll be able to put her handles in there so y'all can go check her out on Instagram.
Yes.
Seriously, there's a lot of things on there that she's doing, and it's a big deer.
Yeah.
Some that I'm very jealous of. Envy. That's awesome.
Well, what's your favorite out of all the things your daddy's introduced you to in the outdoors? What's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, that's an impossible question to answer. You know, my top two things are probably deer and turkey, and then we've got dove and ducks, and then we trap coons and all that, get ready for turkey season. So yes, it's all an adventure.
A little
All
bit of everything. Yeah, so I saw a video recently. I think you hit like a record on the amount of coons you were wanting to trap.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
Didn't
think
you
that,
hit
wasn't
like
that on
50,
Instagram or something? You
like
hit like 50 in a
50 coons in a weekend or something.
No, it wasn't that. It was 59 overall.
59 overall. That's pretty good.
We started I think on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and then a couple weeks ago we pulled up our traps, but since the river flooded and all, so we're about to put them back out sometime soon.
Good deal. What kind of traps you running?
They're like some dog proof ones.
Yep. Yeah, the little dog proof for the you put
We ain't gonna let my dog get in them things.
Yeah.
That would break my heart.
I don't blame you. And it's very humane. I mean, I've used them myself, and I caught 15 behind my house in like a week span. I mean,
I know they're everywhere.
they're everywhere, and they're very harmful to the turkey population. So good cause you doing. What kind of bait do you use in yours?
Well, we use a variety of things. We use fish food, marshmallows, and we also ordered some stuff. It's called fish oil, and we just spray some of that stuff on. We also have some other like scents called coon poon. We just put a little bit of that on there sometimes.
What a name.
Coon poon. I like it. Last year I was going through the trouble of mixing bacon grease and cat food and everything else, and it's such a mess. And I thought that the smellier and nastier it was, the better it was. But I found out just this year, just simply put a handful of corn in there and
that's what we also use that too sometimes.
Yeah,
like when it rains, because we get empty cans after we done using them and put on the tops, and then they take it off, and the stuff inside wouldn't get wet in there.
That's a smart idea. I never thought of that. Yeah. Well, cool deal. And then also, what kind of other trapping for coyotes, bobcats? Y'all getting into
We
any of
haven't
that?
tried any of that. I mean, I went when I was little with somebody, but that's about it on the coyotes.
Yeah, that's hard. I can't figure out how to make them
That's a
step
little
in.
bit more work than it is
It's
coon
a lot
trapping.
more work, and you got to figure out how to trick them to step right their paw right there where they can feel everything under them. It's an art to it, and I haven't ever figured it out myself.
Well, I know you said I asked you an impossible question, but I did notice the order in which you said things, and you definitely said whitetail first. So
No. Whitetail and turkeys.
together. Okay.
Together. Okay.
Well, let's start with whitetail and let's talk about your biggest whitetail to date. Because oh my goodness, at
I
the
know that.
pictures I've seen.
I don't know
Well,
which
I
one.
actually killed my biggest one this year. We call him No No. He scored 173.
Why no, Morgan Rae?
Cause I don't know, he's just the biggest one. Cause I'll tell you the story. Let's start. Whew, it's gonna be a long talk.
You good?
Last year we got him on camera, and then we saw him, and I was like, "Daddy, look at that!" And he was like, "You can't shoot him. He's too young. He looks like he's 3, but he was still a good buck." He wouldn't let me shoot him. Fast forward to this year's, or I guess kind of last year, this year's season, anyways. We hadn't got him pictures any of the summer. So then, when I think it was when, let me see here. Oh, it was youth season. We started getting him on camera, and so we were like, because it was so funny when Daddy got him on camera, he was like, "Oh, look at this!"
It's a
So
giant.
we were just hard hunting that deer. And so then I killed my first buck of the season opening weekend. And then we were hunting hard. I hadn't missed a day of hunting until I think it was like 2 days, because one of them I had to go get the Christmas tree with Mama and my sister. And the other one was Halloween. I had to go trick or treating. So I killed him the day after Thanksgiving. So we was hunting a lot.
What was your first one you killed this year?
It was an 8 point.
So what was he? Was he just another little old 150 inch?
No, he was like a decent one.
It was a good one. So I saw, like she said, I saw a couple. So 173 inches. It takes a lot of time and age and a lot of
She
to
said
make
all
a
but
deer.
2 days she hunted this season.
But that's a big deer.
I know.
I mean,
It
that's
was
a
like
giant.
when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, is this real?" Because it's kind of funny story. When that morning we went hunting, I woke up and I was like, "Daddy, I'm gonna kill No No today. I just know that the Lord's in me today. I know I'm gonna kill him." So we go, and I kind of dozed asleep because it was a morning hunt. And Daddy wakes me up. He's like, Morgan Rae, look, there's No No. I'm like, "You're just joking me." And he's like, "No, I'm not. Look out there in the food plot." And so I see him. I'm like, "Is this a dream?" He's like, "No, wake up and shoot the deer." So I was freaking out. It felt like he was out there for forever, but he finally came to a stop, and I shot him right behind the shoulder. It was a perfect shot, and he ran off, not that far at all.
What kind of gun? That's impressive. What kind of gun are you using?
6.5 Creedmoor.
6.5 Creedmoor. Savage, Remington.
It was a Remington 7.
Remington. Okay.
Yep.
Heck yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Was he like a mainframe 10 or 12 point?
I think he was a mainframe 10 point with like 2 kickers.
That's so sweet. Golly.
Man, you can't beat that. Was he nearby? Like, I don't know how your hunting property is set up, Morgan. Where are y'all sitting on like private land at home, or are you in a hunting club? How are you hunting over
Yes,
there?
we're in private land. It's about a 25-minute drive from our house. That's what every day Daddy would pick me up from school, and I'd have to change in the car and head down to go hunt.
Can't beat that.
Oh, such good
Is that where you've
memories.
taken most of all your deer on that piece?
Most of them. I've had a couple in different properties, but that's what my first 2 deer were actually here on this land, on the land where my house is built. So
That is so special. Very special.
Does your daddy have a lot of rules and he has to tell you yes or no on whether you can shoot a deer or not?
it's mainly just about kind of like aging them mainly. Just like
Right.
last year, he wouldn't let me shoot him because he was only he thought he was about 3, and this year, I mean, the amount of growth he had, and he was 4 this year. But if he could have made it next year, but they wouldn't let me take
Yeah.
Not another day.
Daddy wasn't making that decision.
No.
I'd have had to tell Daddy myself. That's awesome. So hey, that's number one, 173 inch. That's your number one deer at 12 years old.
Yep.
You can't beat it. I don't understand.
That's
I
what
mean,
everybody, when they saw me, they was like, "Oh, I mean, what you gonna do now? Just go up, or
you can't. You
just
have to
stay
go
there?"
kill an elk now. Tell
Don't
Daddy.
tell her she can't. She can't.
You can. I'm 29 years old, be 30 this year, and the biggest deer I ever killed was right at 150 inches. So if that tells you anything, I
Look
mean
at
that
you, Morgan
you're
Rae.
doing something big, really big. So that's number one. What's your second biggest? What did he score? What was he?
I don't really know, honestly. I've killed a bunch, but I don't really know because they all kind of look the same, like some the way they're
He's just a
like.
big deer, and what we'll do to kind of help summarize that is kind of we'll put a picture in there for everybody so they
Thank
can
you,
see.
thank you. That'll help the
Yep,
audience.
yep. And I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it ain't all about the score. If it's a big mature
Right.
deer, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
What about turkeys? I bet you've killed a lot of them.
Yes, ma'am. 22.
22.
I don't even think I've killed 22 turkeys. Where's Daddy at? I need to come home with Daddy.
He's
Come
in the
move to
living
South
room.
Georgia. You're probably, I don't think they're that far either. South Georgia to South Alabama, you're not that far through the woods, but I hear that South Georgia, that area has just a plethora of wildlife. I mean, there's so many turkeys and deer.
Right.
And, yeah. So 22, you said 20. Gosh.
Almost as many as years as I've been alive. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's impressive.
Well, do you call up turkeys on your own, Morgan Rae, or are you still working on that?
Well, last year, I think this is my second tag we were hunting, and Dad was like, "All right, now this is your last one of the season, so I'm gonna let you call them up." So that hunt, I was calling them up, and we thought there was only 2, but when they came into the decoys, there was 5, and they changed the law or whatever in Georgia to where you can only kill 1. So I could only kill 1 of them because a couple of them were just there like just looking around like stupid. But yeah, I called those up myself and Daddy videoed them.
That's sweet.
I
Make
didn't
sure I
realize
was
you
safe
called
and all.
them.
What's your favorite? What do you use to call? Is it a mouth call, slate, or you
It's a box call.
box call? That's
I
what
can't do that mouth call. I'll be like,
Me
I
too.
can't either.
It
It chokes me.
tickles. It tickles really bad. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Box
Box
call's the
call.
way to go. And they're real loud.
What most people start out on. That's what all I used to start out on. That's really, really, really interesting.
what do you use?
I use a slate. I can't do the mouth call. I just can't. And I use a box call to kind of get out there and, kind of,
They're louder.
yeah, if it's a windy day or, I
Mhm.
know they're far out there on the other side of the field, I might get on out there to them. But I
Right.
wish I could fine tune and kind of call them up my mouth. I wish, but maybe I just need to practice
Yeah,
more.
that's what Daddy said. He said if you're gonna start hunting by yourself and all, you need to learn how to do a mouth call so you can just sit there with your gun ready
Yeah.
for it to come up
Ain't
there.
no doubt. What's your biggest bird you ever killed? You know?
I don't know that, honestly.
Yeah. To me, they're all a lot alike.
Yeah.
Unless you have something crazy where you got like a triple beard and
Yeah.
double spurs or something like.
Yeah, that's the one time I actually killed one. I mean, he was a gobbler, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have no spurs.
What?
None at all, not even a nub.
Poor
That's
guy.
interesting.
You did him a favor. He was embarrassed around all his friends.
Yeah, he wanted to go. I have seen that. Not seen them where they're missing both spurs, but I've seen where they're missing one. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then my favorite color is pink. And one time I killed one with pink spurs and it made my day.
What? How cute.
Sweet. Awesome.
Well, do you have any memories, Morgan Rae, or like really, really fun? Something you would call your favorite memory that you'd want to share?
Well, I will say my first turkey I ever killed, it was in Florida. We were hunting on somebody's land, and the person who owned the land was hunting with us. And we were riding on our golf cart. We had dolled it all up with a bunch of leaves and stuff. And so we were riding down this road, this dirt road, and we heard the turkeys gobbling. So they were walking down, and then they had like a group, I think it was like 5 or something hens with them in front of them. And so we were sitting there, and I was sitting on the guy who owned the land's lap when my gun popped up on the little glass on the golf cart. My daddy was over here driving, and my uncle was on the top video, and I was sitting in his lap and he said, "Don't even blink, close your eyes." And then them hens didn't even see us. They walked right past our golf cart and walked into the woods. And I was like, I just barely peeked my eyes and I saw something. I was like, oh my gosh, because my heart was beating like pounding by then.
Yeah.
And then here comes the two old gobblers and I shot one of them.
Oh, that's so fun. And I bet you remember that like it was yesterday.
I know.
Those are the memories you'll never forget.
No doubt.
You do any fishing, Morgan Rae?
Not really. I do a little bit just here and there whenever my uncle takes me because he kind of likes fishing a little bit, but not really, honestly.
Is there anything on your bucket list that you haven't done?
Well, I went mule deer hunting, but that didn't really turn out good. So we're
Aw.
going back again this year. So that's one on my bucket list.
What state are you going to for that?
Utah.
Oh, fun.
Yes, that
We'll
is-
wish you luck
that'll
on
be
that.
awesome. That's on my bucket list is to do a good mule deer hunt.
Mhm.
Went out and chased elk, but that's about killed me. And I didn't do that.
That's
Yeah.
what Dad said. He said he wasn't in shape for that, all that
No.
climbing.
No, don't. I also
On
for
one elk killing, but that's it.
I do not recommend doing it when you're pregnant either. That was a bad idea on my end.
Yeah.
But that's exciting that you're gonna go on a mule deer hunt this year. Maybe you'll get one and you can check that one off the list. If you ever want to add noodling to your list, we know two people that would be glad to take you and your
More
daddy.
than
Does it
happy.
take any arm strength? Because I don't have that.
No, girl, no.
Take a
If you
lot.
saw a picture of me, I'm scrawny, skinny thing, and I can pick him up. You're good. We
Okay.
won't let nothing happen to your arms. We won't let them break.
All you got to do is come over the state line. That's all you got to do. We'd hit it
Okay.
up and catch you a blue cat flathead, 20-pound or a 50-pound, whatever you want.
Sounds fun.
You gotta do-
5 pound. We can start with
Yeah, we can do whatever. But it's definitely something that we could add to your bucket list. It's a really fun sport to do and something to do during that mid time where you kind of a lull where there's nothing else to do, nothing else to hunt. It's too hot. You're out there in the water and you have fun. It's a really good time.
You have any siblings?
I have one sibling. Her name's Macy, and she's 9.
She's 9. Is she into all of this like you?
No, not really. I mean, she's killed a couple turkeys, and this year she killed her second buck, but not as much as I am into it, but a little bit.
Oh, well, hopefully she looks up to you and gets even more into it over the years to come. Your poor daddy, gosh, if he's putting both of y'all on deer and turkeys, he's having to share everything.
Daddy,
know.
I'd like to see what Daddy's trophy room looks like. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's killed some good ones, but since you guys came along, he's probably dwindling away. He's just letting y'all have it all. Which I don't blame him. I've got a little 3.5-year-old girl myself, and she's gonna probably be the same way. I hope. I can only hope and
We'll
pray.
have to show her your stuff someday, Morgan Rae.
One day we'll
Tell
let
her.
her watch this podcast, and hopefully she'll be like, I want to be like her.
Yeah, it won't be cool that I do stuff, but it'll be cool if she sees someone like you doing stuff.
Do you have any outdoor girls or anybody you like in the outdoor industry?
That you
Yes,
follow?
I do. I have a couple. I know y'all all heard of Maggie Williams and
Yes.
Lacey
Yeah.
Watkins and
Yeah.
Lacey Snell and all them.
Oh, there's some good
That's
girls.
what I'm actually getting to take Macy Watkins turkey hunting this year.
No
Oh,
way.
So excited.
Well, she's in your neck of the woods, probably. She should be not too far.
Yeah, I think she don't live that far away from me, honestly, I don't think.
Yeah,
Oh.
good country girl. She's really sweet, really sweet. We
That's why
saw
I
her.
met her at the NWTF convention.
You did, okay. That's what I was about to say. We went to the NWTF herself. Obviously, that's where we got the flu. Just now getting over it, but
But I heard everybody was getting sick from
yeah,
it.
yep. But
Got
no,
one of those.
one of them. But yeah, it's a good show too. What'd you think about that? So was that your first year going to NWTF?
It was overwhelming with all the calling.
Yeah.
My mama, that's what we went, and then the next morning she said she woke up with a headache. She said it's probably from all that calling.
Yeah, it's a lot of calling, it's so hard you can't even understand where the calls are coming from. But it's a really interesting show. We love it.
I did too. That was so cool to see.
I didn't even think anything about asking about your mama. Does your mama hunt too, Morgan Rae?
She's killed like I think 2 turkeys, but no deer.
That's probably because there's none left between you and your sister. My gosh.
But she's more of the stay at home and cook supper, so then we have a good meal to come home to.
Oh, what a good mama.
Speaking of
That's
cooking,
awesome.
what you like to cook? I know you some people just like to hunt them and then they share the
I
meat.
know we don't do that. You have to whatever you kill, you have to do it for a reason.
Okay.
What you doing with your coons then, girl? You cooking your
Uh,
coons?
No.
Now the coons might be a different
I was
story.
about
Now, I
to
don't
say.
blame her there.
Can't do
I
it.
can't do that. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite wild game?
That's another hard question. I like all of it, honestly. I like doves, ratting, and bacon. I like some good old backstrap, tenderloin, some turkey. I like all of it. It's good.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Your
And then
mama
fried,
can cook. That's why you like it all. She
fried,
loves
fried everything. You can't beat it.
That and mac and cheese.
Yeah. Mac and cheese can't beat that either. It goes along with anything. So speaking of something else that you brought up, I know from what I was reading and looking up, pretty good shooter with a shotgun, aren't you?
That's true.
What are you doing with that? Are you in any sort of categories or have you hit any records or done anything?
Well, I shoot on the Gator Creek Young Guns team, and that's what this year just kind of started kicking off. I just started back shooting my shotgun a little bit. That's what I think it was this summer we went to Ohio for nationals, and I won in sporting clays, ski, double ski, and I got second place in ski and second runner, like high overall in the whole tournament.
That's pretty impressive.
Mhm.
Is that something that's done by the local city there, or is that your
It's
school?
called SCTP Scholastics Clay
Okay,
Target Program.
I got you. Okay, that's pretty dang cool. What kind of shotgun are you using? 12 gauge, 20 gauge?
No, I cannot hold up a 12 gauge. That's too heavy. I can handle the recoil, not the weight. I
Yeah.
told y'all I'm not very strong. So I shoot a 20 gauge Beretta A400.
Okay, 20
It's
gauge.
really cute because it's got these pink details on it, kind of like my rifle. It's got pink details with like rose gold, pink splattered paint on it.
I love that you are like this precious country girl, but you've got to have your pink still. I love that. Like you're not a stereotypical tomboy because you still like your pink, and I
That's what
love
my
that.
room is pink, but it's got deer heads in it.
I love it. You cannot beat that. That's my kind of girl right there.
Good mixture.
Yeah. Well, so what do you want to be when you grow up then, Morgan Rae? Like if you could be anything in the world, what do you want to be?
No, I've got like a variety of things. I kind of want to be like an orthodontist for some reason because I
For
watch
some reason.
and it looks cool. So I want to do that for some reason. I don't know why. But I'd also like to be like a shooting coach because like it looks like a cool job. You get to travel the world if you're on Team USA. That's another one of my goals is to be on Team USA. Because a couple of my shooting coaches I have are on Team USA, and I see they go into all these different countries around the world.
Yeah.
But they also like live in Georgia and they like give lessons. So I'm like, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Probably stay at home, live at home, and not have to really go in the office every day. That'd be pretty sweet. But an orthodontist is going to be pretty sweet too. Now, can you imagine the land that you'd be able to buy for Daddy and give Daddy the payback? No, that's sweet. That's awesome.
Well,
Thank
cool. Well, Morgan Rae, is there anything today that you would want to share, maybe for any other little girls out there, or even older girls like myself that are inspired by you? Is there anything you would say to them if they're thinking about hunting for the first time?
I'd say if you're going with somebody like your dad or somebody or like your boyfriend or something, I'd say get your own bag and get like a phone or an iPad to watch, be entertained, and pack some snacks. And in that backpack you have, just put like your gloves, face mask, and put all your stuff in there. So when you're ready to go, just grab that and you're gun. That's what I did.
Perfect advice. Perfect advice.
Well, you've got to mark out some dates in June, probably June. Let's say June. But the range is from mid-May until 1st of July. So some dates in there, you and your daddy get together and you tell us when y'all want to go catch a catfish together and we'll go make it happen. Now she's gonna be how many months pregnant right then? Like
I'm gonna have the baby in June.
in June, she's gonna have the baby. But so if we do it 1st of June, she's gonna be almost here.
Y'all are more than welcome to it, and I will still cheer Morgan Rae on.
In the boat.
Thank
Can't get in the water, but come on for real and we'll have a good time with that. And that'd be a great time. But
That'd be fun.
Well, Morgan Rae, it's been a blast talking to you. I'm so glad that I came out of the hole I was in from the flu and got to have this conversation with you today. It's been a great pick me up. Is there anything else you want to share before we hop off today that you want anyone to know?
I'm good, unless y'all have any more questions.
good deal. No, we're good, Miss Morgan Rae. And we've got everything else. We'll attach it in the bio, everything for her links. We might put some pictures of some deer, some turkey and stuff you've got and taken over the years. But keep hammering it, girl. You're killing it. And pat
Thank
your
y'all for
daddy.
having
Ain't no problem. Pat your daddy on the back. Tell him thank you again, because I know that's a lot of sacrifice. But
me.
I know he wouldn't have it any other way, because I know the smile on people's faces when they take a good 173-inch deer. That put a smile on mine. But be good. Y'all keep rocking in South Georgia, and we'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Ain't no problem.